But there's one consumer trend that's really affecting how all of us are doing business today. And that's our first trend for the day, and that's the growth in off-premise food service sales. Now today, 70% of all food service purchases are consumed off-site, whether that's curbside pickup from a sit-down restaurant or grabbing a sandwich from a local convenience store. That's a complete flip in how the industry looked 50 years ago. And the growth of off-premise isn't the only major shift we're seeing. We also identified 4 other what we call seismic shifts in consumer behavior. The first one being the growth of immediate consumption. Today, 15% of all meals are consumed within 1 hour of purchase. Consumers are expecting convenient, high-quality foods around every corner of their lives. And how are you delivering on that? That means foods that are portable and that overall cater to the impulsive nature that's often inherent in immediate consumption.
You know, you talk about immediate consumption. Well, there's snacking is probably one of the biggest immediate consumptions. And now half of all eating occasions, 50%, that's huge, are considered snacks. But an interesting statistic is that only 6% of those come from the traditional food service segment. But what's even more interesting, Culinary Visions did a panel, and in their panel, millennials actually snack twice as much as boomers. Consumers snack healthier in the morning and more indulgent in the PM. And in between meals, consumers are snacking on more fresh. So for those of us in the more retail-oriented segments, it's important to intertwine fresh snacks with the other snacks available. So what does this mean for everybody? Smaller portions, especially being advertised as snacks, and we've seen some in the industry do that, but there's also opportunity for much more. There's an opportunity for bundling, and the bundle is really buy the sandwich for now, and we know that consumer's going to snack in about 2 hours. So what can we sell them for that afternoon snack so they don't have to stop again?
Our next major trend around consumer behavior is that of eating alone. Today, nearly half of all eating occasions consist of one person eating by themselves. The most recent US Census data finds that 51% of all adults are married, and 28% of households consist of one person. That's doubled since 1960. And it's not just single households that are pushing this trend of eating alone. Even multi-person households are experiencing everyone with it eating what they want, when they want, whenever they want throughout the day, regardless of everyone else in the home. So what does this mean? It means customizable meals with a variety of flavors for one portion. How can we take this ongoing preference towards sharing sizes and offering that variety for the single consumer? It means communal tables so they can feel like they're a part of the action. A great example of that is the Courtyard by Marriott's Bistro concept. Or you could go the opposite way. A restaurant popped up in Amsterdam last year that consists solely of tables for one person. So they're definitely capitalizing on the trend towards eating alone.
So I mentioned a little bit earlier about the millennials and the boomers. So our next trend relates to the seismic shift caused by this multi-generational society we live in. And we call it generational divergence. We are different, as you can see, but as the chart shows, there's a lot of divergence between the largest generations that we have, but there also is some commonality. But the real question is, how do you satisfy both? How do you satisfy these two huge generational groups? And millennials are expected to outnumber non-millennials within 16 years. But let's remember, the stock market is better again, so boomers are portfolio rich, have more disposable income. And while you're working to satisfy the millennial generation, don't discount the boomer generation. And as the chart shows, they're actually increasing the restaurant visits. So there's a lot of opportunity with them.